Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. This is a follow-up webinar from the ones that we did last week. If you weren't able to join those, um, you can put your email address and saying for the links for our webinars last week, but they were basically QFX and some of the features that are coming. For the people that are already on QFX, we had a webinar for people that were looking to move to QFX, a lot of questions and answers. So if you're interested in any of those, you can post your email address in our Q&A section and somebody will get you the links to those. All right, I think I'm going to start by sharing my screen here today. Let me go for this. And I think we are good to go. This webinar today is going to focus on our e-signature, our new e-signature feature for QFX. And I'm joined by one of our directors of our client services department, Kristy Hayek here. And she's going to help me with doing some of the demonstrations. She's been very involved in the setup and distribution of this feature. And so I'm grateful that she has been willing to kind of create a little presentation demo for us today. Um, so with that said, this feature has been a long time coming. We first kind of started working on it about a year ago, so it's been a bit. Um, but more recently, we have had people testing it and it's ready to roll out now. So um, let me just introduce you really quick. So why did we do this? I think most of you are familiar with a product called DocuSign. You've probably gotten documents from other people before to either sign, or some of you have been using DocuSign in your stores. And the process to have somebody sign like a contract, let's just say that that's probably the usage that's most commonly used, or the way things are most commonly used. You create a sales order for a customer. You want them to sign a document that is legally binding, right? Well, DocuSign is a great way to do that. It's legal proof, so that you can be assured that it will work in court and all that kind of stuff. More so than just, some kind of clicking on a box. So, um, but you can see here that the process with DocuSign is pretty elaborate to get it from QFloors, at the start, creating your report and then, uploading that report or that contract to DocuSign. Then you got to email it and you got to do a bunch of these manual types of things to actually get it to where you get a signed document back, right? And then get to QFloors and then get it into your document manager. So you can see there's a ton of steps. And it's a little cumbersome, but people have been using it and it works. And it's very expensive. They usually require you to sign a year contract, and it's a pretty expensive thing. It's so expensive that people really don't feel like they can do it with every contract, right? They're pretty judicious on the ones that they're using this for. So we know that there's a better way, and jointly with Roomvo and QFloors have developed this new e-signature product. Um, so we've simplified the process, right? And you create your contract, and there are, we'll show you this, there are four templates that you can choose from right now. They're, you know, pre-made templates that we use, but you create your document that you're going to send out. Right in the QFloor screen, kind of like QPay, you can create the email right there and send the email directly from QFloors. You don't have to go to another program. The customer gets the email. There's a little button on there that they're gonna click on to hit sign, kind of like our QPay thing. If the ones that people are using QPay, they hit a sign button there, and then when you do that, after the customer goes in, we're gonna show you all this. Sign the document. It will email a notification to the customer, and we also have where there will be an email also coming back to the stores. That's coming here pretty quickly. And then the document that was signed, the PDF that was signed, is automatically synced. So you can see how much simpler, this versus this, right? Um, so, having said that, we now want to show you how this is actually done in QFloors, and this is where Kristy comes in. So I'm gonna let her share her screen and give you an actual demo of how this works.
Okay, let me just get my screen shared here. Okay, so you should see my QFloors.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the new buttons up here on the top of the proposal screen here. So you can see there's a new, it looks like a little pencil for our eSign feature. So I'm just going to hit that button. This is bringing up our new reporting tool where I'm going to select from the drop down here. Okay, the screen share thing's kind of in my way. There it goes. And so I'm choosing one of the four templates. So there's four pre-templates that are in there. And those four different templates will show, but they basically are just a little bit different as far as what the customer sees for their quantities and line totals. So just the proposal template here. And so we're seeing a new print preview of the proposal. So it looks nice. This is the new reporting tool, the QFX reporting tool. And this is just showing a print preview. So I'm going to hit next down here at the bottom of the screen. And this is the email that you're about to send to the customer. So you can preview the email you're sending. If you wanted to, you could actually type in this email. But this is what the customer is going to see. There's some formatting tools for the email that you can use in here, like um, bold or some formatting fonts and options. Up here at the very top, this is the email that you're going to send to the customer. So it's your customer's email. You can only have one email in here. If you try to add a second email, you're going to get this message. So it is intentional. We only send it to one person at a time because your customer needs to use their email that you sent it to sign in to actually sign the document. And so there's just one email there, and I'm going to hit send. So that's going to send an email. And then you would see from the customer's perspective here, this is what the email looks like. So you can see the email has a sign now button. So the customer's going to hit this sign now button.
This is your email screen, the one that you just flipped to, the one
Yep.
right before this. Go back to that. So she's actually looking at the email that was sent here. And then she hit the sign now button.
Yep. So now this is the email that gets sent to your customer. So your customer's looking at this email. So this is the email you send to your customer.
Mhm.
And then the customer sees this sign now button and can hit the sign now button. And that takes us to this document access screen. So this is where they have to type their own email address that you send it to. So it has to be um, sent to the same email. Let's see. Looks like I already did this one. So I need to get the one I just sent. There we go.
There you
So
go.
this is what the customer sees. So they sign in to see what you sent them, right? So they're going to be able to sign here. This is the preview of what they can see. So this is the attachment on the email. They can see whatever the proposal is that you sent them and all the details that you sent. Down at the bottom, you'll have your setup terms and conditions, and the customer's going to click in this box to sign. So we can click the type button and type a name, or we can draw with the mouse. And they could even, maybe print it, sign it, take a picture of it to upload it. So I'm just going to hit sign and complete. And now that's going to send the document back to you, the signed document. So you'll get an email notification that your customer signed something. There is a download button here. So after your customer signs, they can download a copy for themselves too. Now I'm just going to come back to QFloors here. So you'll be in your QFloors. You would get an email notification. There's a couple options here. So you might have several signed documents that you're expecting. So down at the bottom left corner of the screen, you have your download button. So you can hit your download button to download all of your signed documents. Or if you just come into the sale that you just got the notification about, when you click on it, you get a notification letting you know that an item's been downloaded. So I'm just going to hit OK here. You can see my document manager button turned green. So there's already a signed document in there. All I had to do was click on it and it let me know that there's a document. It created this folder called eSignature with a signed document already in it. So you can click on that to see the signed document. So it's all attached in Document Manager on the sale. And so you don't have to go copy and paste it from anywhere. It's just already there. So there's a new QFX reporting tool. So if we come up here to the reports menu, you'll notice once you add this on, you'll have the QFX reporter. So I'm going to hit that Q reporter option, QFX reporter, and settings. This is where you're going to set up your different templates. So we mentioned there's the 4 different options. So these options are just 4 preset options that we have as far as what it looks like. So I can't, the print preview is down here, so let me show that. This one's the proposal. So this one shows all the line items with quantities and pricing. It has all the details. And then down at the bottom, your terms. This one's just comments only. So this is just the template option for the print preview that you see for your customer. So this one doesn't show any line item details. This one shows quantities only, so there's no line item pricing. And then the 4th one shows the line totals only without the quantities. So there's the 4 different options. And then you can set up whatever terms you want with the option that you decide you want to use. So right here I have my proposal option that shows all the line item details, and then whatever terms I want to select, you can set up your own terms and conditions. And so over here you can choose to have more than one. Maybe you have different types of jobs where you want certain things to show and certain terms. So for example, if I want to add a new one, I'm choosing proposal, and then I'm going to set whatever the terms are. So if I just start typing a new one here, it creates a new one, and it just copies over the terms of the last one that I was on. And then I can still come in there and edit anything in here. So if I wanted to call this something here, and then you have some formatting tools in here so you can, make things bold. There's spell check, some different buttons here for formatting. And then now we have a new one set up in here. So it's pretty easy. You can customize what your email signature subject line says here. So you can type in there and change that if you want. And then these terms down here that we're setting up are the terms that are going to show at the bottom. So for example, if we have the proposal here that shows all the details, it's the terms and conditions that you're setting up in this setup option. So you can put whatever your terms are and have different ones for different types of jobs. And then there's some buttons in here to rename them so you can change the name or delete them if you want to. But just to see them, once you have this, you do need to set up some terms for each one if you want to see that print preview. Is there anything else that you want me to cover,
Well,
Chad?
there's a few questions here. Let's answer them before you get off of your screen here. Can you import DocuSign templates? No. There are a few limitations to our e-signature right now. One of them is that you have to choose one of these four preset proposals or templates in that drop down. These are the only four that are available. We are working on a feature that would allow you to create your own template sometime in the future here. I think we're looking towards the end of the year, third, fourth quarter, for that feature to be available where you could create your own customized one. Another limitation is right now you can only have one signature on these documents, and so they're kind of preset, and the signature's already preset in here for right now. You saw that with that. There's another, let's see. Somebody says, I don't have a pencil on my QFX. You do have to sign up for this, and we'll talk about that in just a second, in order for the pencil to appear. How does it render on mobile? That I do not know. Kristy, have you tried this on your phone?
You know,
Click on the sign button on your phone.
I feel like I have seen it. I know we did test that and I think
I
that
just
I
wonder
did see
what it
that.
looks like. Can you go on your email on your phone and look at it right now?
Oh yeah, let me look on my phone.
Why don't you look at that? We'll go to another one. We'll have you kind of show it. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm guessing that it looks great, but we'll see. Can you add other attachments for them to sign off on? Diagram, policies, procedures. Right now, no, you're just limited to what we have right here. We have talked about adding the ability to put other attachments into here. It looks like that feature will probably come next year, so it's not in the near future. The customizing of the templates is going to be first, and then being able to add additional documents or attachments to be signed will come later on. But we have talked about it, and our products group is aware of that request. Will there be any options for initiating selections or certain terms? Yes, so that you can already do that. Kristy, why don't you go back into yeah, and show them one that has multiple terms on it. So if you select a proposal that has multiple terms, you can see that it comes up and it asks you which terms do you want to apply to this one. So if you have a template with more than one term created for it, you can then select it before you send it. When formatting the terms and conditions, is text color available, not just bold? But I mean colors. I do
I
not
believe
think
that's coming.
it's coming. It's
Yeah,
not
it's not an
yet,
option right
right?
now, but that's
Yeah.
coming.
Our products group is aware of the request. So if they're not, you got it now. The colors for the terms and conditions. Can you make boxes that customers can check off, let's say on each line? Yeah, no. So there's right now, we're limited to one signature. It's at the bottom and it's predetermined where that signature will be. So that's not definable right now. Can you
Yeah,
add pictures
y-
to the
y-
document?
you could put the checkboxes on there, but it's not going to be an option to sign them in the e-signature
Yeah, you
feature.
can put that.
It's something
Yeah,
they could print and check off themselves.
that's right. Yeah, but not an actual signature through our signature program. So we're kind of limited to one signature right now. That's a limitation. And right now we're defining where that goes at the bottom of the screen. Can you add pictures? Same thing. Not customizable yet. Um, Can you send QPay at the same time as eSign? We talked about this, and right now they're two separate emails that go. I'm not saying that that might not be a an option in the future. We'll make sure our products teams know about that suggestion. But right now we decided to make it two different emails. I believe there were some reasons behind that, um, but uh, some internal arguments about that. So thank you for bringing that up. And we've got a lot of people with making sure that that suggestion gets put on there that you would like them at the same time. Thank you for that. Can you input other documents to be signed? Okay, we just talked about that.
Chad, I have some pictures of what it looks like on the phone here. So
Okay,
I just pulled up on my screen a screenshot of from
but what
on the
about when
phone.
you hit the sign now? What does that look like? Oh, there you go. So
So
that's
so it
the
looks good on the
PDF,
phone.
right?
hmm Yeah, this is the email where the customer they hit the sign now button and then they sign in here and
That's
sign
on
with
your
their
phone,
finger
and
on
then
the
you
phone.
signed it, right? Is that Sarai?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be Sarai. Always backing us up here, what it looks
Yep.
like on the phone. So it looks pretty good. All right, so we got that question answered. Can I import drawings? All right, we already answered that. We're pretty limited right now to what you see on the screen. What about one with notes side? Notes are not an option yet. It's these four templates are what the
Yeah.
options are.
Comments is the option,
Comments
and
is the
that shows the
option.
sales order comments at the bottom.
Yep. Um, is this for QFX only? Yes, only for QFX. Um, let's see. For Quebec companies, we have a template in French. Will the templates be available? So we have these four templates right now, and we are making it so that all this will be customizable, right? So that you'll be able to come in here and move it around and make it look like what you want it to look like. So that customization is coming. And it will, that will be down the pike here. Available in French language. That's a good question though. Um, we'll make sure that the products team, by the way, when I keep saying products team, we did a whole webinar on this last week. And so if you're not sure when I refer to products team, engineering team, you might want to go back and watch that webinar because we spent some time on that. But I know our products team is watching this. And so all these suggestions that you're giving, they'll be getting them. All right, this is a great one. Who gets the notification when the document is signed? Okay. So when the document is signed, two people are going to get notifications. One will be right now. This is how it works right now. One will be the customer, and I believe that we are also putting a copy of the PDF in there for the customer, um, so that they have their own copy. The other one will be controlled by our Q Connect email. So in Q Connect, we have the ability to put email. So we can add as many emails in there as you want to have get the responses. Coming within the next month or two, we'll be able to automatically send the notifications to the salespeople. So for right now, it's not automatically going to the salespeople. There'll probably be a couple of people within the company that are getting those notifications, and we set those up in what we call our Q Connect admin screen, and that those are the ones that will be getting the notifications. And then just know that in the near future, it will automatically also go to the salespeople, both of them if there's two. Okay, what is the cost? We're going to talk about that in a second. We have a ton of elderly customers. Would you say this is friendly for elderly folks? Uh, I don't
It's
know.
it's pretty easy as long as they can, get their email, push the button to sign in. They have to type their email to sign into it and then sign with their finger.
I guess I'm elderly. I just had a birthday, and I think I could probably do it. I don't know. I don't know. I think it just depends on how, tech savvy. But I would say that probably the majority of people that are, um, it looks like the majority of people should be able to do this. Yes. Wait, can you add a ton of, let's see, can you add the terms you have in a Q reporter, or is this something that you need to custom? So in Q reporter, if you have some terms in there, you can just copy and paste those terms and set them up again. So you just go over here, you would copy whatever terms you have in Q reporter, come to the template, and then Kristy showing you, you would just name that terms, copy and paste them in here, and they would be the same ones that you have in Q Reporter. So yes, you can do that. The demo email, the proposal looks so much nicer than the one Brittany helped me set up. So this looks like somebody that are already is using it. I don't know. I can't talk to that, but um,
Ye-
you,
Maybe they just set up a Q Reporter one,
yeah,
and so this is the new reporting tool. It's not Q Reporter, so this is the
I,
QFX reporting tool, so it's
I
new.
don't
It,
know.
it does look pretty.
I don't know what you were like, which version you did have, but this is the real version that we have. I think sometimes the terms and conditions could start on the first page, possibly, and not always go to the second page. Just depends on the spacing, I believe. But this was not doctored up. This was generated from our software, the ones that we're looking at right here. We already talked about, can you send a payment request with it? You have to do it separately. So right now, you have to send two separate emails. I mean, can the customer put their initials next to no. Can they put their initials in? No, there's only one signature line, and that's all we have right now. Can't put any initials. There's no initial features or anything like that in there. Can you have more than one page of terms? The terms can go as long as you want, but it's only one. So it's all in one space. So, but you can make them as long as you want. Are you going on to another version?
No, it just closed. I'm just logging back in.
Oh, okay. Um, can you pinch zoom in a phone to see the details? I guess we'll have
Yeah,
Sarai
we're gonna phone a friend.
phone a friend. Can you pinch zoom in on a phone to see the details? We'll see what she comes up with. We next one.
Sarai says yes.
Yes, pinch zoom is a thing. We have to sign up uh, for this feature. Okay, we're going to get to that in just a second. How does it choose the email that is the sender? It brings up my personal email and not my work email.
Yeah, so the email that it's gonna choose is the person sending it, right? The salesperson. So depending on what you have set up under your company info and your employee profile is what you're going to see
Yes.
there. Yeah, right here. So
Yeah.
this is coming from my customer's
From the
sale.
sales order, from the sales order. The top
Hmm.
one's from the sales order.
Yeah, and then the from is going to be my email if I'm lo
Who
in my employee profile if I have my personal work
it's
email.
whoever's logged in.
Hmm.
It's whoever's logged in, the bottom ones, but the top one is from the customer.
Yeah, this is from the customer sale.
Right. Can we rename the reports? No. The template names are the names that they are. Okay. For right now until we get to customization. Do we have to have QPay or QConnect? No, you do not. You can use this. You don't have to have QPay or QConnect. We'll get to what you're going to need here in a second if you want to sign up. Although if you don't have QPay, I don't know why you don't have QPay. Um, I all right. I would get it if we had 100 people sign up for QPay and then 50 of them went off of QPay. But when we have 100 people sign up and 95 are still on it, it tells me something. Like really the only reason I would know of people not signing up for QPay, there was a guy who said that his um, wife worked for a credit card company and he'd get a divorce. So that was a good reason. I figured that was a great reason. But like if you're not on QPay really seriously, I mean, cost isn't an issue. I mean, it's makes everybody's life so much better. So I would suggest you look into that if you don't have it. All right. Sorry for that little detour, but had to take it. Somebody asked the questions. But you don't have to have QPay in order to do this. What does the onboarding process look like for this and how the terms and conditions are look like for this and how the terms and conditions are created? Well, we just went through to show you how the terms and conditions were created. So it's nothing more than or nothing less than that. The onboarding process we're going to talk about here in just a second. I mean, the pop-up notification, can we turn off that setting? Turn off the pop-up notification.
The
Can,
one that says email sent?
I'm not sure. Can we, this is an anonymous attendee. I don't know who this is, but um, so I don't know if we can tell who's asking the question, but I'm not sure that we understand what the question is. I mean, the pop-up notification in QFX.
Oh, maybe when you refresh the sale and you get that pop-up notification.
Oh, no, you can't.
No, it's just letting you know that something's been downloaded. So you
Yep.
just have to push OK.
Okay, that would, yeah. If you click on a cell and it put um a document in your document manager, it's going to tell you. So, does the proposal show private labels, style names, and colors? I believe so. I know they had a problem with that, I think, in the testing, but I think that they've added that get the phone a friend from Soraya again. Um, I believe it's putting the private style. If it's not, we will have to change it. Think, I know that they had a problem with that at one time, and I believe it's been fixed. If not, we will fix it. Will there be an option in the future for customer to add their purchase order number? Yes, in the future, you'll be able to customize lots of things in here. So this is not the final version of this. This might not work for everybody right now. But we think that we project probably 70 to 80% of our customers this will work for. And then there's probably 20% that might have to wait for the customization. How much to add the QPay? All right. Well, Stephanie, we'll get back to you on the QPay um, on
And,
that.
and then real quick, it looks like they are working on a fix for the private labels to
By the
show.
way, QPay, I'll just say QPay doesn't cost you anything. It's it's just our processing, so nothing there, no extra money. We have we have Document Manager, and we don't have the icon for e-signature. Do we need? Yep, we're going to talk about signing up here in a second. Is the goal for? I think I'm gonna leave the questions because it sounds like everybody wants to know about how to sign up. So, and then we'll come back and finish these. All right. Let me show my screen now again. Let's hide your screen. Let's see. We replace this. Okay, here we are. All right. So here's the good news, and this will probably answer a lot of the other questions here. It's available now. It's already been through testing, so you won't be a guinea pig on all this. And and you can get it today, okay? Or at least sign up today. Um, the uh, the updates there, we are doing an update on June 3rd. We actually have a date now. And on June 3rd, this is when the moving of the line items and the grouping of the sales order line items will be coming out on that same update. And with that update, the notification part of this that we've been talking about will also be within that time frame. So the email notifications. And then also there's some display and formatting enhancements that are coming out on June 3rd also. So there are a few things that little quirky things that people have been pointing out, but people have actually been using this successfully. So we see them signing documents and everything. People have been talking about the cost. We'll talk about that here in a second. But you're going to save probably over 75% or more over what it costs for DocuSign. So if you're using DocuSign, the sticker shock is going to be awesome because it's going to be reverse sticker shock. And then the cost, if you are on one of our bundled packages, which we talked about in our webinar last week. So the Roomvo QFloors bundles, if you're in there, they're free. It's available included in those bundles. Um, Price. So mentioned that it's 75% less than DocuSign. I did a quote last week comparison. It was actually 80%. So 75% is very conservative. Um, Here's what it's going to cost. So this is based on signed documents, not how many you send. So if you send 300 emails and you only have 50 that are signed, you're only going to get charged for the signed ones. Okay. So it's all based upon how many get signed. So you can see that we have these tier programs here. The cheapest that you can be on is $35 a month, up to 50 signed documents. If you go over 50 documents, there's a $3 overage fee. Okay, so if you get 51 that are signed, it's going to be 35 plus 3 or $38. If you have, you know, 10 more, if you have 60 that are assigned, it's going to be $65. So you don't want to do that. You would be much better just going up to this right here. So 1 to 50 is 35, 65 for this tier. And you can see the overages if you go over what your tier plan is. Over 300 is a custom bid that we will give. Most people should fit within this 300 tier. Most of our customers will be somewhere within here. And I mentioned before that if you're on one of our bundled plans, these are all included, and so the pricing does not include you. Okay, so a lot of questions on how to get started on this are coming in. So if you have any questions, two ways. If you just want to say, I just want to get signed up, all you need to do is tell us the tier that you want right here. And by the way, once you declare a tier, I should say this. Let's say that I want tier one, $35 a month. You cannot, well, let me go to a better example. Let's say that I go to this one right here, $165 a month, right? You're locked into this for a whole year. You can't go backwards to the 50 tier halfway through the year. So this is a locked in price for a full year, $65 a month. If you need to go up to the next tier, you can do that at any time. But like, let's say I was at 100 and I needed to go to 101, this tier right here, you can say, all right, I'm going to go up. But when you go up, you're locked into for a full year. And then at the end of that year, if you need to go down a tier, then you can. Okay. So that's just the one thing that you need to do. So to sign up for this, you just need to tell us which tier that you want to be signed up for. You can email us and say, I want this tier. And then once we'll send you some documents to sign up. And then once you do that, our support department, you'll be turned over to them and they'll help get that little pencil on your screen there so that you can use it. Okay. You can also scan this QR code if you would like an appointment for additional questions. If you want to know more about our bundles or even just getting onto QFX, that's going to take more than an email, right? And so if you need an actual appointment, grab this QR code right here, and I'll leave it up here for a second while we're answering questions. But the QR code will allow you to set an appointment. So if you have more complex questions other than just signing up for e-signature. Um, okay, so I have a question here. We'll go back to our questions now. And if it's a pricing question, I'm just going to skip it. I'm not going to read it. Okay. Unless it's one I think that we didn't answer. Is the goal for this to be like DocuSign? Well, obviously, we're going to continue to add features in there. And there are probably some advanced features in DocuSign that we don't have. But I think will it be exactly like DocuSign? I don't think so. I think it will be better than that. We want to improve on some of the things that DocuSign doesn't do well. And so, but things like I've already mentioned, adding attachments all into the same document, being able to have multiple signatures on there would be another one. Being able to customize what it looks like, being able to have your own templates. So all your own custom templates. So all of those things are all on the docket to be upgraded for electronic signature. We call it e-signature, and then more and more people may be able to use it as we go along. Some people may not be able to use it right now. Is this new feature working with groups and moving lines? The release that's coming out on June 3rd should have the groups and moving lines for e-signature. Yes. So that would be the June 3rd release. Can you download these new reports as a PDF, or will it only work when using QFX email? Can you print these new reports to a PDF as a PDF? I don't know. Is there a print button on there, Kristy? I don't think
There's
so.
there's not.
You can email it to yourself, and then you'll get the PDF if that's what you're looking for. But I don't think that there's an actual print button.
Yeah, I don't think that would work because you have to, the email that the customer gets, they have to sign in with the email that you sent it to.
Yeah. Yeah. So need to send it out via our email right now, at least. I know that you mentioned custom reporting will be available in the future, Q4, but can we at least update our logo to be on this report invoice? Doesn't It's got a logo on there, right, Kristy?
Yeah, it would be your logo because
It
it's
would be
just
your
our
logo.
demo showing our logo.
Yeah, yeah. The logo is the logo from um, Q Connect. I believe it's the Q Connect. So yeah, your logo will definitely be on here. It won't be our logo. So yes, to that question, when do you expect QFX Reporter to go live? Well, this is using QFX Reporter, so this is live. So the first version of QFX Reporter is here. We're working on now enhancing QFX Reporter to go past e-signature and be more customizable. And that's third, fourth quarter here that we're looking at. When do you expect QFX signatures to go live? It's live right now. When do you expect QFX signature? Let's see. All right, so I think I got all of those. Can you send multiple requests if there is a change, if there are change orders? If there
Like
are change, yeah,
send a
yeah,
request
you can
again.
send
Yeah.
a change order request. Yes. It has to be in the format that we just showed you. So it doesn't say change order at the top yet. So I don't know, that's probably a deal breaker for people that are doing change orders. But again, that will come with the customization. So I would say you can send it on a change order, but it doesn't say change order at the top. you'd have to put that down on the bottom. That might not, for commercial companies, that might not be acceptable right now. Is this a Q reporter refresh? Or will that be a different update? So a lot of questions about Q Reporter and QFX Reporter. Eventually, Q Reporter will be replaced by the QFX Reporter. So coming down the line here, in not too distance, like we're talking Q3, where Q Reporter that has been here for years and years will be replaced. Document Manager, we will have a new version of that. QSCHED, a new version of that. So yes, all of these Q tools that we've had for so long will be replaced in the future. And this e-signature is version 1 of our new reporter. We used link proposals often. We will have to send separate signature requests for each. And again, let's see, linked proposals often. Yes, you would have to send a different one for each, and it has to be in the format that we have right now. So we sign up for a tier each year. Okay, here's a pricing question. Will it auto renew if you don't need to make a change? Of course, it's going to just stay at the same level unless you tell us that you don't want it anymore, and then we'll turn it off. And then we'll just turn it off for you. You don't have to renew it. If we sign up for the 100 plan, is that 101 to 200 documents per month? Per month. So all the pricing that I gave you right here, this is monthly fees. 100 to 200 per month. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. Many customers will only do this for a year. There's going to be probably, I'm guessing half of our customers will select this very bottom tier. So that's all they're going to need. They don't send any more than that. Okay. Does it restart at the start of the month or when you sign up? If we signed up on May 15th, will it restart at the 15th of the month? It's done on the first of the month basis. We can prorate it if you're concerned about that. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that, but it's always billed at the same time of the month, first of the month. So, if you need us to take $15 off, we can do that or whatever. We have QPay, QFX, Roomvo. So is this free to us if so if you have, Michael, if you have, he says we have QPay, QFX, Roomvo, um, Visualizer. I don't think you have the bundle. A lot of people will have the Roomvo website. Usually, if you have the Roomvo website, then you're into one of our bundles. If it's just a visualizer, so you would know if you have a bundle, it's called QFloors bundles, and it's bundled with Roomvo and QFloors products. If you have that, then it's free. It sounds to me like you probably don't. If you don't know that you do, you probably don't because there's so many products that go into that bundle. Our previous webinar talked a lot about bundles, so go see that webinar or call our sales department. They can help you. Sorry, may you please explain again if we go over the number of e-signatures, how the overage pricing works and will be applied. So it's asking if you go over your tier that you're on. So if you're on 50, let's just say, and you do within the month, you sign up for 51, the charge would be the normal $35 that you already paid plus $3 for the extra one. If you had 10 over, each one of those extra 10, so let's say that you did 60 instead of 50, so each one of those is $3. So you'd have $35 plus 10 times 3, which is 30. So your total here would be $65 if you went over by 10. Okay? So that's how the overage things works. So if you think you're going to go over, you might as well just buy a lot. You might as well just go to the next one. Um,
Hey, Chad.
Yeah,
I got a message from somebody in development. I think Justin in development says you can right click on the print preview to print the document.
yeah, to a PDF. Okay. So thank you. Right click on the print preview and it will let you print. Okay, there you go. What report can I run in QFloors that will show me sales order? Okay, I'm gonna ask whoever asked the question about sales orders. That's a support question. We'll get back to you, and they can help you with that. The phone call, the phone call time frames. I set one up for 11:30. Is that my time or your time? I'm guessing that that's Mountain time frame. I'm not sure. Somebody in sales can clarify that for us if we can. They're asking if they set up an appointment for 11:30 on our appointment page, is that time our time or is that their local time? And Jennifer, we'll get back to you if we don't have a question answered by the end here. What if we already paid for QSCED and Q Reporter, where there'll be a charge for QFX Reporter schedule update? I think the question is there an extra charge for QFX Reporter in the future? Well, QFX Reporter will be a replacement for Q Reporter, so no, if you already have Q Reporter. Will you receive a notification before the contract is renewed? In case you want, no, no, you won't receive a notification um, right now. So if you want to change so if you go over a year, once you're locked into a year, anytime after that, you can go down a tier. I don't know if that's what the concern is, in case you want to change the tier. So let's say that you go over the contractor, we just keep charging the $35 a month after a year until you tell us to stop, or if you tell us to change the tier. It's not like you have to stay on that tier a whole nother year. If you've been on that tier for 1 year or more, you can go ahead and change it anytime after that, or you can cancel it, right? So, okay, two questions. Will the new Q reporter give you the ability to edit the name of the PDF that is sent? Will you be able to create a price list? Okay, so the first question, will the new Q reporter give you the ability to edit the name of the PDF that's sent?
So
So,
you can change the subject in the email that's sent, but not the name of the
but not
PDF.
the name of the PDF. The PDF is locked in. Will you be able to create a price list in one PDF by grabbing information from multiple template proposals? Will you be able to create a price list in one PDF by grabbing information from right now? No. I think they're saying if I have 3 or 4 different documents, can I combine them all together in one? No, it's going to print whatever your QFloors proposal is. And this thing about combining multiple documents, that's a next year thing. Um, okay. I think that's it. I think we're done. Any other questions? I think we got them. All right. So I'm going to pop this back up one more time in case you need that QR code to schedule with. One more question, just to confirm. This is a 12-month obligation and then month to month, correct? Correct. 12 months and then month to month. Okay. And you can try it out with the lowest $35 a month subscription. And if you can see that you're going to go over, at any time you can go up, or you can just stay with that $35 one throughout the year. Okay. All right. All right. I think we got it here. Thank you so much. Um, this is great questions, and thank you, Kristy, for your help and all of our other support people. There was one question that we didn't get answered, which was a sales question. What was that again? What was the one that,
Time zone.
oh, time zone for appointments. I don't know how we will get that out. We'll for sure, um, I'm guessing that when you sign up, it sends you an email. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that it'll send you an email with the actual time on it, but
Hey Chad,
yeah,
someone did comment and they booked an appointment for 11 and it did end up being their time. So it does seem like it
clock is
does.
their time.
Yeah,
So whatever is showing on the screen is their time. Is that right?
that's what this customer has said.
Okay. So whatever time is on the screen would be your time zone that you're booking from. Okay, sounds good. Oh, we gave people long enough that there's a couple more questions. Moving to a higher tier will reset the 12-month. No, no. You're on it for 12 months. You go to another tier. As long as you've been on it 12 months, that's fine. Go to a higher tier. If you want to quit, we're not here to lock you into something that I know everybody's like nervous about all this, being locked into something it feels like here, but no, if you go up to a higher tier and then you want to quit after a year, then you're fine. Tell Chad to clarify Colton's response on the prices. I'm not even sure what
I
that
think people are just wondering about bundles because I know what we said that this is included in bundles, but it does seem like it does depend on which bundle you have. For example, if you have a basic bundle, it doesn't include it.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I think they just want a clarification with that.
There's 3 different tiers of bundles, I guess. And the but basic tier doesn't include it. The middle tier, which is like 7 users, like there's one that's 3 users, that doesn't include it. There's a seven user one, I believe, that does include the $35 one, and the elite bundle, which is 10 users or more. It includes the up to 100 e-signatures. So even if you're on an elite bundle, I guess, which would be the 100 signatures right here. Whoops. This one right here for elites, and this one's for the middle bundle of 7 users, and then the basic one doesn't. So if you're on this one right here, even the elite, if you go over 100, you may need to scale up, which would cost you more money. Okay. So it may not be completely free. It just depends on how much you use it, but most people on the elite bundle will probably get by with this. So, okay.
And if you have questions on which tier you should get or, which bundle you should get, please contact, talk to sales because I'm sure we can help you find out what would be best for your scenario.
Okay. One more question about the tiers. I must not have done very good at this. I'm sorry. I apologize. If we start on the lowest tier after 2 months and we want to go to a higher tier, you can you can move up to a higher tier at any time. 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, you can go higher. Once you go to a higher tier, then you can't go back down to the lower tier for a year or until you've been on it at least 12 months. We just can't have people going up and down, back and forth. That would be a mess for administrative mess for us. So you're locked in for at least a year. You can move up if you want, though. We don't want people getting gouged with the overage fees if they don't need to. So that's the reason why you can move up and can't move back down. Okay, I think we got it here. Well, I think we'll end it with this. It's 1 hour. Perfect. That was perfect. Thank you, Kristy, again. Thank
All right,
you,
thank
everybody
you.
else, for your help. I think we got everything answered. I appreciate everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.